Hello everyone, I'm Billy. Today is the 13th day of making videos and upload to LGB Daily. So just then I've attended a, a talk in AI and entrepreneurships, careers and opportunities. So that talk, John Jay will also attend for tomorrow, but not in person. Instead is online. So actually, after attending the course, not course, it's just talk, but I feel that I really learned much things. Like just before, I'm just thinking about the meaning of life, and now actually I understood more. And of course, other technological stuff or any entrepreneurship stuff I've also learned. So today actually a really fruitful day again. Just like yesterday, I'm reading in library, and I also feel that it's quite a meaningful day. I've learned a lot of stuff. So first I want to talk is the meaning of life. So this is the stuff that I'm keep thinking in these days. So why I'm surviving in the earth, and why I always think about the meaning of life. Like before, in my 19 years of living in the world, I didn't have the same problems. Like I'm just living normally, I'm just eating normally, or maybe preparing for DSE exams. I never feel that, oh, what is the meaning of surviving in the earth? But then when I think about this problem, actually I've understood how the game plays in the world. So first of all, I've think about that is human is actually trapped in a game. So actually you can never think about what is the meaning of life, because there is actually no meaning. The meaning is you create by yourself. So why I'm saying that human living is a game is that actually human is same as AI. So AI technology is evolving nowadays and developing and trying to make some deep learning models, and that kind of models have the idea of input and output, and after a lot of hidden layers and many hidden mechanisms, and there are many algorithms like RNN, CNN, LSTM, and they are all applied into the hidden layers. And actually human is the same. We are trying to input by our five senses, maybe what they have seen, what we have touched, what we have smelled, maybe like a good smell, and we are doing some reactions which are the outputs. And this is the same algorithm as AI, but maybe a more sophisticated ones. Our brain have a more complex structures, having more neurons, having more brain cells, and we don't even know how the brain cells works, right? Sometimes we may know what are cells composed by, what are the components of a cell, but actually how the cells is activated and working in the brain, we don't know, right? And maybe it is the hidden layer developed in human in order to make us as an AI as well. So another thing is that always when we're playing games we feel bored because we have no missions to do anymore. Like sometimes we are playing Gothic, we are playing Olising. Sometimes we are always having different missions or some goals, like we want to beat the boss and get that boss to my packet, and sometimes maybe win some missions and get some coins and experiences to level up yourself. And it's actually same in human life. Sometimes we feel boring because we have no aims, like holiday mood. Why is that? In Monday to Friday we always have job to do, we have a lot of homework assignments, and we prepare for tests and examinations. We always have a fully packed schedule, and we have a clear aim as, oh, we have a deadline in homework, or we met my friends playing table tennis the whole day. You always have the aim to force you to do stuff in the world, right? But when we're in Saturday and Sunday, it's all about motivations. And what's about motivation is that you have the aim and goals. What you're really clear that what you have to do in these 2 days. Like even in some long holidays, sometimes you feel loose of motivation. It's because you're just eating and drinking, and you're not thinking about how you improve yourself or you have any aims. You eat is just for your stomach, and you sleep is just for your energies. But apart from that, you don't have any other aims. You will not suddenly go reading. You will not suddenly go attend a course to like fill your own schedules, even if it's empty. Like sometimes we'll feel bored and we're trying to get some missions through games, and we're trying to I've attended and collect some coins and I feel really happy, and I feel that sense of achievements, like I've achieved a goal. But actually this is some false, or even I can say that it's not false, but actually we're trying to achieve get more goals and aims through another media, like entertainment, like games, and of course YouTube videos, maybe when they are trying to give us some important points, like even some news or some K-pop, something like that. There are always some focuses, like it can fascinate you and make you mesmerized in the show like that. But it's just another kind of media we're trying to like get some aims and goals. Like maybe entertainment is also a goal, even if it's not like a game, trying to have some goals or missions. Even we're just watching YouTube is a goal. It's to entertain you and try to use up your time. And when you're trying to think about that, the goal is to use up your time. Actually it will make you feel really losing motivation. You're trying to finish your human life as soon as possible, right? So actually we're trying to avoid this. And actually, second thing is that there is actually two values in the world. The first one is social value. The second one is personal values. So social value is that how the society gives you a route, a common route for you to walk through, and if you're trying to get some achievements, it's just fulfills in that route. So it's a bit complicated when I'm expressing this idea, so I will explain it in detail. So first of all is that, like for example, the society is calling us to study in primary schools, secondary schools, and eventually in in universities, if we like, maybe being a master or professor, then that would be a really good achievements, and you'll get a very good career opportunities, as well as some people will think that you're really strong, you'll get a really strong sense of achievements and approval, and this is how society plays. But actually when we're in ancient times, who gave us these rules, right? Actually we are not forced to do that, or even if we're studying in university, who cares, right? Why you're giving approved or sense of achievements? Like you're just studying in university and you're just trying for yourself fun, right? You're or maybe even in ancient times, the job of man is trying to hunting, right? They are trying to being strong, being brave, and they can hunt the animals for themselves to eat and fulfill their survival requirements, right? So this is what man should approve, right? This is the social value in ancient times. But nowadays have changed, and human does not ever need hunting anymore, right? So human is now having a really good quality of life, and we're just studying good. We're just competing for any better life. We're just competing any good scholars, like not scholarships, but academic achievements. Like if I'm studying professor, or even higher, like we are in office and we are the executive like officer, then yeah, it's really good, right? But in the ancient times it's not. So this is a social value, like how the society wants us to do. And the second one is personal value. So this is sometimes why we feel lose of meaning of life is that we're just blindly following the social values instead of personal value. Like we're just studying in university, and we did achievements in university, we feel happy. But when we leave this university and having our personal life, we don't have any aims and goals. And this is exactly the reason why we need some interest and hobbies. Like if we're playing table tennis, or if we are playing some reading books even, it's also a good practice. Like we're having some personal aims, we're trying to achieve something that we like instead of the society like. So I realized that reading books is actually a really good practice for myself. And reading books can also like satisfy the society needs as well, because others write the books are also just for how to play the games in the society. So when we're trying to read more books, we're actually communicating with more authors and know how their mindset was, and we can take their mindset as our references and trying to use their strategies in our daily life. Maybe not all of them are correct, but at least when we're trying to use their most proud strategies, we can feel that it's quite different. And when we read more books, actually we can improve ourselves. Like what books should I read, and which kind of book I'm going to read to improve myself, instead of just blindly reading. So sometimes when I see that people just suddenly say go library and read books and say, I'm really proud that I have an interest in reading books, and actually just reading maybe once a year, once a month, once few months, and actually they are not to be learning. Or maybe they can just learn some technical stuff, like for example a book teaching you Photoshop. Then you don't need many experience in reading books and know that what you need to learn. Photoshop book is already the best book for you to learn any technical stuff, because you have to follow all the rules. Like each book about Photoshop is all about the same rules. Like Photoshop only have those functions and you're trying to learn all of them. So it's okay. But when you're trying to learn some social skills, or even some psychological skills, or maybe some personal opinions from others, then you really need to read many of books in order to extract something you need or you like, or that matches your requirements in your human life. So so back to meaning of life. So actually we're trying to achieve both personal goals and society goals. And actually I believe I can achieve both when I'm thinking of meaning of life. Like before, I'm also just blindly following the society rules, and now actually I think of more personal goals. And I feel that also LGBT is kind of practices that I feel that I'm always following my own goals, and I have some personal times for me to follow my goals. Like even just talking, I feel that is my interest. Like I'm trying to improve and trying to make my speech level the best. And this is also what my goals are, and this is what my personal goals, and I'm trying to achieve a better speaking skills in my personal time. And so sometimes we will miss what our meaning was. Like sometimes we're trying to study university and we'll miss the meaning. So actually why we're going to study university, or even in personal goals. Sometimes if you're playing table tennis and you think of, why am I going to play table tennis? Especially the most important thing is when you don't like a stuff. When you don't like playing table tennis and you're trying to play table tennis, and your parents keep brainwashing you saying that you like table tennis. So it's actually not personal goals, it's still society goals. You must make some personal goals that you like in order to fulfill this requirement and make your whole life complete. So if you only have society goals, maybe your life is complete, you feel you are complete, like your whole life is filled with the society goals, but in fact you may not be as happy as much as you got both. So I've also noticed that one of the options will be really good when we're trying to do both goals is that we have some regular practices, like LGBT daily is one of them, or like reading books. We have to make it compulsory and consistent. We're trying to do that every day, like when we are not in university and we are trying to achieve our personal goals, then we have to make some regular practices to prevent ourselves being aimless. We must like every day like plan some activities, like if possible do some gym if you like, or play table tennis if friends are available, or even some personal stuff is also important, because when you are playing with friends, sometimes friends will be not available, right? They might have a lot of homework examinations. So sometimes we are trying to develop both outgoing activities and ingoing activities, like outgoing activities like footballs, or even joining society parties like what we call it, friends union, and some club parties, club activities. Those are society like outgoing activities. And ingoing one should be like maybe you're making craft yourself, you're watching TV yourself, but sometimes you're also giving some goals to yourself, like you're not trying to entertain, but if you're also trying to learn, then you have double goals. It is making you more motivated, and you want to survive in the world more likely, and you have very strong meaning of life instead of no meaning. You're giving goals to yourself. Like sometimes as well, I would think that when you are a baby, you won't have thinking of meaning of life. Is that at first you have to like discover how the world goes first. You discover, oh, that is a hanger, that's a clip for hanging clothes, that is a cloth, that's a bra. Okay, then you must have to know this kind of necessities instead, in order to think about how they goes or the functions or the background meaning of why having this. You keep ask why, and you understand the world more, then you generate some meaning of life. Why am I staying here? So when you're not discovering everything in the world, you don't have the like the 资格, you don't have you don't have that kind of authority to say that, oh, what is the meaning of life, because you don't even know where are you staying at, like, right? So you have to know a lot of knowledge and trying to get more experiences as much as possible, in terms to say that, oh, what is the meaning of life? I already know everything. But now you're still just a baby in the earth, and first we have to have a lot of goals, and we're trying to experience more, and this is how we are motivating ourselves, and we will stay really strong even until we're 80s. Yeah, that's exactly that idea. So even we are old, we still got that mindset of being strong. So yeah, that's all for meaning of life.